there are a lot of things in Hong Kong
Yes.
you do not know about.
Yes.
Yeah.
Of course, yeah. I mean, I came to Hong Kong to study journalism at HKU. I did a master's of 1 year. Then I worked for TVB Pearl for 1 year.
Good.
And now, almost 3 years, I work for AFP, a French news agency.
Yeah. Well, Hong Kong was an exciting place when I was there.
Yes. I kind of, so much has changed.
Yeah, but so much has changed, but so much remained the same.
Oh, yes.
So much remained
When
the
was the
same.
last time you were here?
I was in Hong Kong. I have been in Hong Kong several times to speak at different hospitals, different universities. I was invited back to speak. So I've been back several times until Xi Jinping came to the power, making it unsafe for me to go, because they would kidnap anyone who have spoken against Communist China. So scholars can disappear. So they invite me, so I said no, thank you. Even Tsinghua Daxue, Tsinghua University invite me to speak. I said no, thanks.
Yes.
It's unsafe right now, until China have become safer again. Xi Jinping is right now the people just disappeared, got kidnapped. Yeah, just disappeared.
Yeah.
You know, several scholars disappeared.
Yes, even booksellers.
Yeah.
Also.
So it's a very scary place. Okay,
Yeah.
you can ask me about things in the 50s. You can ask me anything.
Yes. Well, in general, I think you have a very interesting life. I would like to know more about your life story. So I read your blog and your story of coming to Hong Kong. I think you was it 11 years old, around that age?
Yeah.
Yeah, still a little boy. Actually, I would like to know more, but like before you left, what were the reasons that you left? Your family left,
Yeah.
and also what was it like when you arrived? And actually, before we start, I wanted to ask you, are you okay for me to record this?
Oh, sure. I'm a public person, so people email me from all over the world. So I'm used to being recorded.
Great.
Yeah.
I'll start recording now.
Yeah.
For my own, but I won't publish anything without your consent.
Sure.
Yes. Okay, great. So I was asking you, your family. Why did your family decide to move to Hong Kong?
So that was a last-minute decision. Go or no go, that was a family debate in China. So at that time, we heard so much horror stories about language, like communists. You cannot trust communists. They are brutal, like land reform, and the landlord got shot, and rich people got shot. So the back and forth. Finally, only one last ship to leave China. My father said, "No, we go. Can't take chances." So that's how we decided. At that time, there is a huge exodus. Many people are in the late 40s, okay, just before the communists came. So I left in December '48. So a couple months later, the Chinese army marched in my city, right? So we catch the last boat. So we are fortunate to be able to live. At that time, Hong Kong is flooded with refugees like us. There's so many people that it continued, I think it's from the 48, 49, 50s. In the 50s, it's so thousands of people risked their lives to swim over the river to come to Hong Kong because of land reform. Many innocent, my friend, he escaped from China when he saw his witness, his brothers, his parents got shot. Simply because they want to land, the landlord. They're not bad people, they're very good to people who work in the land. So the whole family got shot, he was escaped from Hong Kong. And my uncle escaped because when Chinese communists took over Shanghai, they assured them you can do business as usual, no harm was ever done to you. So my father left, but my uncle still maintained doing business. We are an insurance company, and we're doing a little bit of export, import. So during the anti-corruption 3 anti campaign, 4 anti campaign, so they run up all the business people that didn't have any contact with America. They run up, either sent to a labor camp or shot. So my uncle had to disguise as a farmer to escape. My own brother.
How did your uncle escape in the end?
As a farmer, disguised as a farmer.
And he came to Hong Kong also?
Yeah, yeah. So, it's just horrendous. There's so many movements, anti-business movement, and suppress anti-revolutionary movement campaign. There's so many political campaigns, one after another, culminating in the Cultural Revolution. Just millions of people got killed. That's why, to understand Hong Kong's unrest, you remember the majority of Hong Kong people, they are victims of Chinese oppression and persecution. They all have memories, painful memories about how their property got confiscated, how their relatives got killed. So China cannot win over the hearts of Hong Kong people by oppression. They're wrong. They exactly just reinforce their memory of the horror of communists. So arrest them, send them to jail. You cannot win their heart. I think they have tasted what freedom is like under British. Even as a British colony, we had a lot of freedom, democracy. I know many people personally. They want to come to Hong Kong. They make a living by being a street hawker. Anybody can set up something on the street to sell, to peddle. So many of them are able to succeed in life and become successful business people. The entrepreneurial spirit is very strong in Hong Kong. The ingenuity of Chinese people is evident in Hong Kong. And so many rich people in Hong Kong used to be refugees, used to have nothing, but they left everything in China. My own brother is a good example. He got a Ph.D. in Caltech, and his professor is a Nobel Prize winner. So he and several other famous scientists, Chen Xuesen, and those Nobel Prize winners, they all went to China to serve country. But he ended up in labor camp reform because he's free, outspoken, and this constant purge, one campaign after another campaign, they don't stop until they arrest or kill all the people who have any kind of dissent against the government. They all either end up dead or end up in prison. So right now they have people in China who dare not say anything because their heart is different from what they say. Those who survive are those people who bow down to the government. Hong Kong people will never bow down. Hong Kong people, they're a big part in the Mao Zedong's revolution. I mean, not Mao Zedong, Sun Yat-sen's revolution. Hong Kong people play a part. So Hong Kong people is very strong in terms of for democracy, for freedom. So that's why I feel
At
very
the same
sad.
time, yeah.
I feel very
I
sad
think
for young
it-
people.
Sorry?
I say I feel sad for Hong Kong people. The Hong Kong people who dare to stand up against communism, they know they're sacrificing their future. Right now, there are only two choices. Either exodus, there's nowhere to escape. Exodus try to find refugee in Canada or in UK, or to keep silent. Because if you don't keep silent, you got arrested. You know, Hong Kong become another Chinese city. There's no freedom of speech, even though the Constitution say, "Oh, there's freedom of religion, freedom of speech," but nobody believes in that rhetoric. The rhetoric has lost credibility because they all have personal victims of communist oppression in the past 50 years. So they never convince them with promise of this promise. Promise from government means nothing. They feel like there's a movement called let a hundred flowers blossom. They say, oh, we're going to open up. Everyone can express themselves. So the stupid writers and artists say, here an opportunity to express our real feelings about China. So, and then after they've all expressed feeling, the government changed policies. They arrest other people. It's followed by Cultural Revolution. So all the people who expressed dissent, all rounded up, got arrested or got killed. Oh, I can't tell you how many million people got killed. It's my heart very happy, but I've been in Hong Kong. I feel so sad.
Yeah, I can imagine.